I was thinking about the 50 places we're going to go live. Hello!
Hi, everybody.
We're live and we all have coffee. It's like a thing. It's a thing.
It's a
coffee,
staple.
and then there's a phone.
It's the essential lifeblood.
Yes. Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. And you know what? Academy Voices Live. Let's be honest. My name's Anthony.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Angela.
That's right. And, we're a big bunch of voice actors.
And dorks.
Yes. Yeah.
Dorky voice actors.
Yes. So welcome. It's good to have everybody. We have a great, listen, we're streaming across a whole bunch of different places. We are from VO Journey. We are through VoiceOver Vixen. Is that what you call? Gabby froze.
Well, I've
She's
got
frozen.
Gift of Gab.
That's a funny face.
And I don't know why I keep freezing.
I think it's you. I think you're doing it on purpose, and you find the most funny faces to freeze in.
I always make funny. I am a funny face. That is my state of existence. Stupid faces. But no, I'm on my Facebook and I'm on my LinkedIn. So yeah, they're VoiceOver Vixen. Yeah.
And then we're on VoiceOver Angela, right? I think
we're on VoiceOver Angela YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Everywhere. And today we're going to be talking about voiceover demos.
Woo.
So, actually, I'm sorry, audiobook demos to be more exact, because today is our Academy Voices Day. And if you are new or you happen to do not know because you've been living under a rock, Academy Voices is a audiobook publishing company where we help authors turn their books into audiobooks and help narrators get jobs narrating audiobooks. And then we distribute, we publish them and hopefully do a good thing for the community. So I know, just goofy today. Poor Gabby.
She's frozen again.
Listen.
Well, we can hear you though. That's okay.
I have a feeling it has to do with the going live in the other places. I don't know because it doesn't seem to be happening anywhere else. But
interestingly enough, Gabby, when you talk, it seems to make you go like your face comes back or like your
I don't know. This is super weird. But anyway, I'm here.
Well, anyways, we're talking about audiobook demos. Who wants to kick off the conversation about audiobook demos?
I think you should.
How do we want to start? Yes, I will kick it off.
Someone with more tenure in the audiobook world than I would be great.
Well, first and foremost, you need one. So let's start there. I think, when I first came in, everything was about you've got to have your commercial demo. And I think that's a very important thing, of course. But I think nowadays, you don't have to start with that. In fact, I recommend voice actors start with an audiobook demo, in my humble opinion, because I think they're easier to produce, right? You have more work up front that you're able to get. So, that's the first thing. If you are starting out, you don't even have a demo yet, and you're trying to figure out, hey, what demo should I create? I recommend an audiobook demo. What do you think about that, Angela, Gabby?
I think, especially with the application or the use of demos these days, I think instead of having like a compilation demo, I think having samples first is probably advantageous as far as where you can upload them, how they're used, because full-blown demos don't really get used until later.
Yeah, absolutely. Gabby, what do you think?
I think a lot of it depends on goals, right? I think it depends on what it is that somebody wants to achieve with their career, where they want to be. I mean, there's so many possibilities.
We're just giggling because your face is in this position where you have this really funny smile, and it's there you go.
Of course.
Now you're laughing.
But yeah, I mean, it could be so knowing your goals, knowing what you're wanting to do long term, knowing what your immediate goals are. But I do love that in a time when everybody's like, spend $8,000 to get a demo made.
Yeah.
there's a category left where you can self-produce something effectively, efficiently, and use it as a way to get work. And I think that that's amazing, because God knows those are few and far between now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And one thing about Academy Voices, so when you join Academy Voices, what we ask for is a headshot and one audiobook demo. So because we could do more, but I find that just right now, one demo is enough. Like, because we, as we're growing and stuff, so that's what you need. So that's a big part of why we're talking about this today. So let's go ahead and dive into what do you need to put on your demo. What should go on your demo? How, what should you put on there? I have a variety. I have an opinion. It's changed a little bit. But so I'm going to kind of share that with you, and then I want to go through like what Angela, your thoughts are, Gabby, your thoughts are. It used to be when I first started, I always had a slate of my name. Like I used to say Anthony Pica, narrator. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the idea behind that was not just to slate it, but was also to have someone be able to hear your normal speaking voice from when you go into, if you're doing characters in your audiobook, etc. But I think nowadays I just take the slate out. I don't even think you really need the slate anymore. We don't ask for the slate because your name is not like your name's not on it. I mean, your name is shown and everything, and people get it that it's you. And again, this is like just for Academy Voices, but most places don't slate. What do you, Angela? Would you agree?
Yeah, for audiobooks, I don't think slating is necessary. If for a demo or sample, I think all that information, again, depending on the application or where you're using it, most often in accompaniment with the demo itself, you have text boxes to put your name. This is the type of sample, the genre, all that stuff. So I'd say ultimately get right to it. Don't slate, just get right to the meat.
What if the demo has multiple samples, though? Should you be slating at least the title of the book?
Yes. So that would be absolutely great question. That's the next part. So this is how I like to tell people to lay out their demos, regardless of how many spaces you have on it or not. I'm a big advocate for slating the title of the book as well as the author. So, for example, if we're doing something fiction, I might start off and I might say Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. I might pause for 2 seconds, second and a half to 2 seconds, and then go into a 20 to 30-second narration. Right? If you are going to choose to do one sample, like that's it, just one, then, keep it under a minute 15. Because again, even though this is an audiobook we're talking about, I've always believed it doesn't take people, even with audiobooks, and Gabby, you could talk to this because Gabby's casting, it doesn't take you more than a few seconds to figure out if this is the right voice. Now there are character there, and that's why on your demo, I typically say do 3 and 20 to 30 seconds each. So you would do something like the demo starts, you'll say Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, pause, go into your 20-30-second narration. All right, then you pause again, and then you do the next book, like The Bleachers by John Grisham. Pause, go into your next 20-30 seconds, and then something like, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Pause, go into your 20-30-second narration, and then you're done. Okay. And that's the three tier setup I recommend.
So let me ask you guys this, because I feel like I'm the part of the inquiry crowd here as well for this topic. When you're making a demo, well, and I mean, I know there's the difference between demo or individual sample, but a common question that people always have is how many different styles or genres should I have on an individual demo? And with audiobooks, I mean, holy cow, right? The sheer volume of genres is overwhelming. So what's the recommend?
What do you think, Angela?
I think Again, depends on the use of the demo. If it's going to an author, if it's, let's just say an author reaches out to you and says, I have a sci-fi book, do you have a demo? You want to send them what's applicable, what they're looking for, right? But I think if you're sending it to a publishing house or something like that to be on a roster for many different types, then have a little bit of variety on there. But I think specificity could be helpful in some certain situations.
Yeah, I would think so. If you look at it just kind of from the 2-point perspective, fiction or nonfiction. So first you've got, do you have a fiction demo? You have a nonfiction demo. Okay, you can look at it that way. So if you want to, like, you're like, I'm the fiction gal. That's what I do. You know what I mean? And I also do, romance. You know what I mean? And so, you want to put those 3 things on there that have some different character variation, especially. So let's say you're just doing a fiction one. I always recommend you do one that's in first person, one that's in third person, and one that has a male and female character in the slots, because that gives the people listening a good mix, because most likely it's going to fall into a first person, third person, and they're going to have male or female characters in their book. So that's a really important part. If you're doing nonfiction, okay, most nonfiction tends to be in first person or it's like, or third person limited or something like that. Like it's so it's not necessarily the same, because you're not necessarily putting dialogue. So I always say with nonfiction, give a nice mix of the genres. So if we have something like biography, there's something like sci-fi, something like maybe that's educational, something, they can go in different categories that you feel that you would like to do. And so that from a standpoint of those demos. Now, if you are trying to all encompass the demo and you feel like, well, I do like 60, 40, 70, 30 fiction and nonfiction, well, put 2 fictions in there and 1 nonfiction. I mean, or 2 nonfictions and 1 fiction. There's no rule per se, but those are some ideas. Yeah, and that's the 3. I like the 3. I do get a lot of people who just send me 1. They basically take like a audition they've done, and they use that for a sample. And yes, you can do that. And when I say sample slash demo, they're kind of the same idea, except for sample, to me, in my mind, I'm more saying it's less formatted than a demo, because in my mind a demo is formatted just the way I told you it was, those 3 different slots with the book title and the author, and then you going off. Whereas a sample could be, I get a lot of people just sending me like, hey, this was a 2-minute audition I did, and that was it. I just get it and just start talking. And I don't know, so that's, I'm talking a lot, you guys talk too. Like, what do you think?
That's how I see the difference between samples and demos too. Samples is a sampling of a specific thing, so a singular take, genre, tone, whatever. And then a demo is a compilation of different types, different kinds. That's kind of how I see it.
Oh yeah.
So, and again, because I take the I guess that more quizzical approach here, what other kinds of trends are we seeing that publishers and authors are looking for?
I think more and more of what I'm seeing is a lot more multicast, dual, duet, full cast.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean,
which then brings up the question, should you get a bunch of your voiceover buddies together and create a demo together as a little ensemble?
Or at least a partnership. If you've got someone that you're comfortable with, that you've already worked with, and definitely.
So I would say yes and maybe no. And the reason why I say yes and maybe no, well, to the second part, yes, absolutely, to the duet part. Angela's absolutely right. Like, all of our current, maybe except 1, but all of the current authors we're working with are duet, or we even have one that's 3 people. So like, it is a very popular thing right now. And absolutely. The only thing though is that the team thing is good, to have a team and to have a duet one, absolutely. But the challenge is that if I find a lot of the authors, at least we've been working with, they like the one person and they're trying to find someone else, because what happens if your duet partner, they don't like that partner or whatever. So I don't think it's a bad thing to do it.
Well, I think the author at that point can say, yes, I think your voice is great, but could we find someone else for the other part? That's not exactly what I mean. The author could just say, it's not a horrible thing, but it does happen. But at least it's an example of what you would sound like with another person in general, too.
Yeah. We do have some questions, you guys. Joy says, if I create a DIY audiobook demo, how should I label it?
Did you want to take that
Labeling
one?
has really been a big topic lately, and it's something that I want to discuss in more detail in other lives. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, how do you label yours?
I think again, it's going to depend on where it's going or who it's going to, what the purpose of it is. But if it's a sample, then I would name it like I always tell you guys, just exactly how we always talk about. Put your name in it, and then what does this represent? Is this sci-fi? Is this nonfiction? What is it? But if it's a demo, I would say Joy West audiobook demo, and then maybe the year.
Right. Yeah, that's I would completely agree. I've even gotten to where, if it's a demo, like if you're submitting to Academy Voices, you know what I mean, your demo, this happens a lot. Everyone, I mean, I'm telling you guys, because I'm the one who does that part. With one of the things I do with Academy Voices, every single one is named differently, and I don't mean the name. I mean I can't even sometimes determine, because they don't put their name in the demo. So that's the very first thing. I agree completely. You got to put your name in the demo, because it doesn't match up. Like I can't tell it's your voice because I don't know you. All right. And then 2, keep it brief. Like don't name it, don't have 20 or 30 words in the title. I mean, your name and what is, sci-fi audiobook demo or something like that. That's, dash sci-fi audiobook demo, something easy like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So hopefully that helps, Joy. Let's see. We got Bob. Go ahead, Angela. You can read that one.
Hi, Bob. If the client requests a raw file, is that mistakes and all where they plan on doing all the editing? I mean, that does happen. I mean, there have been some authors that have a production team or had somebody else that they like to use that they would want them to do all of the editing, mastering, format, and that's fine. You just have to adjust
makes life easier.
Yeah, you just adjust your per finished hour rate if you want to. But it does happen.
Yeah. Is that mistakes? No, where they plan on doing all. So what was it? What was the?
So you give the author the raw files and they have somebody else do all the editing processing.
Oh, Bob, wouldn't that be just their hopes and dreams that it always happens?
Doesn't happen often, but
it doesn't happen
often,
often, sadly.
Yeah.
And like with Academy Voices, at the moment we do not have a team, so we rely on our narrators to fully complete the editing and formatting process, even though it goes through quality checks with us. Angela does all of that quality check, but we're expecting it to come to us that way. But Angela just made a good point too, I think, is that and the same thing with anything, but in audiobooks, if you were venturing out, like where you were doing it yourself and you were directly negotiating with an author or the person you're working with, and it's under your contract, like with Academy Voices, we have our own contracts, but you would basically say in there, this is my cost to narrate per finished hour, and then this is the cost to do the editing, the formatting, right, of the, you know what I mean, and it's either so that's where like people like it's $200 for my per finished hour and then $50 for the editing and stuff like that. So this is how people tend to start to branch out and get their own editors, get their own team together, right, because they can pay someone else the rates, you know what I mean, so you can increase your thing. But I always recommend that you learn how to do it yourself.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't, you won't know what is right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. Even if you eventually are in a position to turn it over to an editor or to work with somebody, you gain so much insight into what you can and cannot do on mic, and when you do pickups, that I think that alone is where the biggest benefit there is of learning that process yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. Voiced by Rebecca says, "Hey all, happy Thursday. If you're not in Launchpad yet, it's not too late. We have an awesome class scheduled tonight."
That's
Love
right.
it.
Launchpad is tonight. Let's
Love it.
go.
Love it. We have
Mhm.
to
Full
send it.
cast reads tonight in Launchpad. Let's
Ooh,
go.
very nice. So you
Yeah.
can join Launchpad. We can put a link in the chat, or you can go to vojourney.com, vojourney.com, and join us there. That's our education part of what we do, because we're educators at heart. So yes, absolutely. Let's see. Ruben, what's up? Okay, this is Lars says, I feel like there's a difference between on your webpage or sent into some place for a specific project.
You mean in terms of whether you need a sample or a demo for your web page? You could break it down either way, I think. Because in my head, if an author's coming to your website for audiobook production, they're, again, probably looking for something specific. They have a nonfiction book and they want to see how you handle that. So on my website, I break them down by samples. So if you want to hear sci-fi, here you go. If you want to hear nonfiction, here you go. But again, if you're sending it into a publisher that handles multi types of genres, then you definitely want to send them a demo of what you can do. But usually authors are looking for something specific.
What's the average length? What's the overall length on a typical
2 to 3 minutes max,
Oh,
I think,
wow.
is sufficient.
Oh, that's much longer than I expected, though.
Yeah, because it's not just voiceover. For commercial, I mean, it's a little bit different. Audiobooks, there's a lot more nuance to it. You got to shift into tones and speed and pacing and character voices. There's a little bit more to
And the
audiobooks.
tricky thing too is
backhandedly. Wait a minute, Angela just came from my beloved commercials in a very. Wait a
No
second.
way. No way. No way. I'm just saying there's a lot more involved. I mean, it's long form versus short form.
It's what? No, it is. I think what I was gonna say is actually hard too. Like, I work with a lot of the people that we work with. We have to like really work with them to get to just 2 to 3 minutes, because people are, they give you an author may give you 15 pages, or worse, they just upload the manuscript, right? And then it's kind of like, right, I'm supposed to do all of this. So yes, absolutely. Oh, you two are funny. My demo is on Academy Voices. My demo on AV is a sample of a single scene with different characters and different emotional moments. Yep. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to take is, if you upload it to Academy Voices, is I'm going to take what you send me, if the quality, right, if the professional, the quality of the audio is up to par. Unfortunately, there are some people who are still working on quality, so I'm not putting that out there now. Just because, by the way, on a side note, just because you might not be, your demo might not be up there, or maybe you don't have a headshot yet, because like some people submit a headshot without the demo, or a demo without the headshot. You can still audition for all of the audiobooks that we have available, right, on our audition board. But there might be a reason why you're not up there yet. Let's see.
So what should they do then, Anthony? Should they reach out to you and see what you need?
Yes.
Or
Yes, you can reach out to me. So you can email me at apika@academyvoices.com, right? APICA at academyvoices.com, or message me in, if you're in, just
Discord.
message us internally, through the messaging system that we have in Academy Voices, because we're all able to answer you there. But yes,
we're a responsive bunch. I will say that. Like, if you, whether it's through VO's Journey or through Academy Voices, just send us a message. We're here, man.
Absolutely. Chris says, does ACX specify through different DAWs what the specs are for submissions, auditions, gigs? I don't.
Yeah, it's not DAW specific, but it definitely is specific.
Well, there's only one. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, what you're saying, Chris, there's only one specify. There's only one like specified specs that you're supposed to use, and any DAW you use, you still have to have those specs.
That's why it's important to learn your DAW so you can
Right.
achieve those standards with your own DAW of choice.
Yeah. But you will know that every DAW, some of the things are named differently. They're all in different places. So yeah, you have to learn where it is depending on what DAW you have. But it's all the same, right? We all know it's 44, 100. We all know it's 16 or 32-bit. We all know it's MP3. All right, we all know all of that. 192, all those seared into our brains.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. Lars says, when you suddenly realize you are logged into the wrong YouTube account and maybe the name should be changed. Okay. Got it. Maybe I should say demo. Yeah, that's a good point. I think like I said, the naming convention, because someone else mentioned naming convention again down at the bottom. Lars did. Yeah, again, you guys, I really think that it's important to keep you have your name dash the type of audiobook demo, or sci-fi or romance or children's, whatever. That helps a lot. All right, let's see.
I've got one quick one to tag on to that, Anthony, which is, how is metadata received in the audiobook world? Is it
Ooh, good question. For love of God, don't do it. Please make our lives interesting. If Angela hasn't come across it yet, it is the biggest pain in the butt when you're trying to publish with metadata, because the retailers, all the places that we distribute to,
oh wow,
they don't accept it. They send it back and say we can, because they want to put their own metadata on it.
Oof. And once it's there, it is there.
It is. And that's the struggle, because you can even try to put it through a variety of different, like I've tried everything, like because we have, you guys, some of those people, you got your fancy pictures and all your metadata, and it's wonderful. I love it, but when you go to do it, you got to think it just, they won't accept it. So
dang.
Yeah. Who wants to read this question?
Which one? Okay. Originally, I submitted samples to Academy Voices since that's all I had at the time. But do I re-upload once I get a demo together? This is from Ariana. Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that probably one of the biggest apprehensions that voice actors have is that we're going to be annoying to the people that we work with, the rosters that we're on, the people who represent us. Like, oh, I don't want to bug them, I know they're so busy. But at the end of the day, your audio is your product, and that product is what helps make that company money. So as you update, improve, change, right, of course they want that material because it only benefits them. So you're not bugging, you're not being a pain, you're being proactive.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree. And don't be afraid to send a message. Yeah. You can always send us a message to say, hey, I'm uploading a new one, because I often get people who are uploading new headshots or uploading something new, you know what I mean? So absolutely.
I'll tell you something I do that I have found makes it a little bit easier, but I still have to give my client the choice, is that I will say, hey, I went ahead and I have new demos. Here's a download link if you want it. I kind of give them the choice to maybe compare the new to the old, and then if they feel that they need it, they'll go get it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's say it says, we are discussing the issue of what do you do if the author is looking for dual duet for their book and you don't have a partner in dual duet practice today. Do you send out one DM at a time, another VO, or should you send a bunch of VOs, some VOs? Just wondering what your thoughts are on this. Sage, great. You contact me. And we have a lot of, like, so what's happening right now, a lot of our authors and narrators, they're coming over from ACX too, and they're like, we want to work with Academy Voices because we like the distribution better, we just like the flow better, we like to be able to talk to people,
because we're awesome.
and yeah, and a lot of them will come over with one person, right? But they want a duet. And what we'll do is, they'll go through our roster typically, because that's happened a lot. They'll say, hey, I want this person, I want that person. Well, are they willing to do the duet? Or they'll contact me. So you can do it personally yourself, or you can work with us and we'll find somebody to work with you as well. So yeah, but but on the other hand, I don't know if you guys have any other comment on that. That's kind of how a lot of voice actors get work in general. Other voice actors submit their name or recommend them.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great way to make friends. I mean, I've always been a fan of doing that. I've always done it in the commercial world even, because I think it's just that recognition that we know we can't be right for everything. So what's the harm in also making a connection for a friend? Yeah, and just spreading the love. And I think audiobooks give a really unique way to do that.
Okay, I'm going to take this question.
I put it up there for a reason there.
Oh boy.
Rebecca, we're having words.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so should your demo include what you can consistently deliver? Yes. I would say if you're just trying a new accent, I would probably not. If you can't consistently deliver that accent fully fleshed out, I would not include it in your demo.
I agree.
She's poking fun at me because Irish accents, I'm garbage.
Oh.
Same.
Oh, that's funny.
Thanks, Rebecca.
I got one more from. Oh wait, go ahead. Well.
Oh, sorry.
Michaela. Yeah.
Michaela says, "Are you able to resubmit the demo to AV because I did just send an audition?" Yes, and I think I just put you up yesterday, Michaela, as well. So yes, you can. Absolutely. I would just say for me, because we are getting a lot more people signing up, so it is me trying to keep up with it too. Make sure you just send me a message. Also, Josh had said earlier, real quick, because I forgot. Josh, yeah, I think I got to check and see, Josh, if I just missed yours. So I'll have to go back on there and check. So maybe I just missed it, but just message me outside of this, Josh. Sorry. But yeah, Michaela, yes, absolutely. Resubmit the demo. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have one regarding tone, or I guess book perspective. So something I've noticed a lot with the castings and the things that I've been doing is sometimes you will have a male author with a male character's perspective as a example, and the book will literally start with language like, well, I'm an old man now, but it's time I tell you this story of what happened in my youth.
Mm-hmm.
What are the feelings about gender crossover in those auditions? You know what I mean? Should women not be submitting for that material? Like, how does that work? I think.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because I have been approached on more than one occasion, and I've actually produced, I think 3 now, where I've done autobiographies for people that are completely opposite race and gender than me. And I had to reach out and say, hey, I'm like a middle-aged white lady. Are you sure you want me to be the voice of your auto? And they're like, yeah, that's why we picked you. Okay.
I've done a lot of books that you bring that up. As a middle-aged white guy, I've been approached by people to do books I never thought would ask me to do their book because it was written in a way that I wouldn't think they would want me to do it, but they just like the voice. And I think that that's something. However, I do appreciate the part of what Gabby's saying too, because we also have a lot of classical literature that we publish.
Yeah.
All right. And a lot of the classical literature that we publish and turn into audiobooks, was written during a time where now we're in an age where we are very fluid with male, female, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. So it's not strange to have one doing the other, right?
Yeah.
But from the classic literature part, that does come from a different time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do think that I can tell you what I would like. So since this and what I guess I'll say what Academy Voices likes then is that I don't care who you are. You submit to it and the best person, male or female, wins.
I like it.
All right. So
Okay.
that's what it that's what it is. Now I will
Good to
say
know.
this though, the caveat I have to say it. Like it doesn't make sense in like if there's something that's super famous and it's a female narrator, right? Like I don't think we're going to hire a male narrator to do the Nancy Drew series. That just doesn't make sense because it's written from Nancy Drew's perspective.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I always think, call me Ishmael, like the Moby Dick. I can't imagine Moby Dick being narrated by a woman. I just can't.
However, there is but those are not, there's not such a large deal of those. There are many stories that are wonderful that, can be either person. And I think we've already had a couple of those where we're casting male and females that are into different genders.
Right.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yes, good. That was a really good question. Let's see.
Does that do it for us?
Almost. Yes, we are definitely over. Gabby's always making sure.
Well, I have other appointments.
Gabby's like, hurry up, man. Chris said, I majorly contact through disc. Is that if you're in VO Journey Academy, absolutely, that's the easiest way. But if you're in Academy Voices or either, just contact through Academy Voices. That's the easiest way to do it. Okay, I think we just got one more question, Gabby.
Okay.
Mighty VO. Oh my goodness. We know who this handsome young man is.
I know that face.
All right. But I love that you put Mighty VO. That's some good stuff there. Good for you. It's so good to see you on YouTube. I know. Okay. So, Mighty VO. I'm going to call him Mighty VO, not his name. Just listen to an AI for voice actors webinar. Ooh. No matter how much it was sold by the host and guest, AI is still an extremely risky proposition. AI in audiobooks, not worthy. I agree.
100%.
I agree, but it's there.
Yep.
So my humble recommendation is that you be you. Build your business. Come along on the journey with us because we are all human. We are here doing what we do. And AI is going to do what it does. And people can choose. May the best one win. That's what I'm. Because remember, AI is just stole from us. So I always people like AI is like AI, and I always joke about people saying you sound like AI. I mean, AI came from us. Duh. Like it just like some of the stuff.
Isn't that wild?
Some of the stuff like clients all the time.
I mean, where'd it come from?
Yeah. It's modeled after us. Hello.
Duh. So, I think, So I think, it's pain in the butt in some ways. Some ways I love AI, but we are all audio. We're all human all the time. And, yep. All right. On that note, this was cool.
And Gabby's been frozen.
Gabby, you have been so stoic.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there you are.
I don't get it. I'm here.
I'm telling you, you should do most of your face should be like, and just hold it and then stuck like that.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Oh my God, Gabby, we gotta take snapshots.
Man.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe all of our stuff wherever you
do
are.
All the YouTube-y things.
Yes. Join Academy Voices and hey, Launchpad VO Journey Academy tonight. Hopefully we see you there. Bye, everybody. See y'all later. Goodbye. We'll be back again next week Thursday. Goodbye.